Well, today is election day, and now at 6, we got everything you need to know about the Oregon primary.
We have details on how much longer you have to turn your ballots in, plus key races, including the latest on the Republican candidates hoping to be Oregon's next governor.
There was a poll that came out last week that showed that in head-to-head, I would be the only Republican that would be beating Governor Kotek.
And does President Trump's executive order on voter rolls impact today's election? How the Secretary of State is reassuring voters that Oregon's vote-by-mail system is secure.
And we also have new insight on one of the most controversial items on the Oregon ticket, the gas tax referendum. That's all ahead as your news at sunrise starts right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Tuesday. Is it Tuesday?
It is
Tuesday. Okay, I'm trying to agree.
I thought it was Tuesday all day yesterday. I'm Matthew Herchick. Glad to have you with us. It's election day, always on a Tuesday.
Yes.
It's another way to remember.
Hello. Good morning.
Rod Hill, Chris McGinnis standing by with a look at our weather and traffic, and going to be another gorgeous day out there, Rod.
Yeah, yesterday 71. Today we're going to be right in the same ballpark, maybe a couple degrees cooler, but all dry. Some live cameras for you. Let's get you out the door on this Tuesday. Here's the Dalles, the Oregon Veterans Home camera. Southwest winds at 6, so winds fairly gentle, 49 degrees. You will warm up into the 70s today with plenty of sunshine expected. Come on, let me get my map going. I'm trying to get the map to click. There it goes. Shalem Tasting Room in Sherwood. You start to see the rising sun starting to pop up, and I'm going to flip the rest of my maps manually, so pardon me. Let's see here. 47 degrees is the number there. Downtown Portland, there's the sun starting to pop up. 50 degrees, and to the bus stop we go. All right, 50 degrees out the door, 59 at lunchtime, about 67 the kids get out of school. Really nice. Here's a man who has probably a better clicker. Chris McGinnis.
Maybe it's just maybe the antenna just works a little bit better in here. Good enough to pick up the road work right now in Clark County. We are starting to wrap up here a little bit. Construction crews have opened up one more lane on I-5 southbound between SR 502 and Salmon Creek. That said, we still do have some bunching up there, traffic moving along at about 15 miles an hour. So give yourself a few extra minutes there. We talked about this yesterday, 82nd Avenue, the paving begins. There will be 6 sections of 82nd Avenue that will be getting paving treatment this year. The first one started yesterday. It's between Brooklyn and Clinton, so expect closures, delays over there. Guys, I can tell you the rest of the freeway system for right now is in pretty good shape.
Thank you, Chris. It's election day with drop boxes set to close at 8 p.m. sharp tonight. It's time to get those ballots in.
On the ballot, the race for Oregon governor and a GOP primary race with more than a dozen candidates. Statewide, we've also got Measure 120, which is the gas tax increase referendum that adds 6 cents per gallon. It's something passed by the Democratic-controlled legislature last year, and Republicans want to repeal. Sunrise reporter Libby Dowsett will join us live just a little later to break that all down. There is also a long list of local tax measures from Tigard to Clackamas County, plus commissioner races and even the top job in Washington County. And as we mentioned, it's down to the wire for several of the Oregon Republican gubernatorial candidates, saying they're busy in the home stretch before today's primary.
Yeah, we've reached out to several of the candidates and heard back from a couple of them as they make their final push for votes. Libby Dowsett joins us live at the Multnomah County Elections Division with more. Good morning, Libby.
Well, we were able to talk to 2 of the candidates who are very confident going into this election day. Now, former trailblazer Chris Dudley and State Representative Ed Deal are 2 of the candidates in the group vying to be the Republican candidate who could take on Governor Tina Kotek. On Monday, we spoke to Representative Deal, who said he's focused on eliminating certain taxes, while Dudley said he's focused on education. Dudley is running again after losing to John Kitzhopper in 2010.
If your estate is $1 million or more, you are paying a tax on that. And what we're finding is that even a modest home in the Portland area is exceeding $1 million. So people are having to sell their assets or refinance these assets that they would inherit.
Well, number one is focus on the science of reading and really emphasize that and get that it's tragic that we're ranked 50th for 4th grade testing right now.
And as for the other Republican candidates hoping to take on the governor, State Senator Christine Drazen, we reached out to her yesterday. Her representative said she was busy. We also reached out to Marion County Commissioner Danielle Bethel, who has yet to get back to us. Now back to you.
Libby Dowse reporting live. Thank you, Libby. Meanwhile, Oregon's top elections official, Secretary of State Tobias Reed, stopped by KGW to talk about election integrity after the president signed an executive order asking Homeland Security to create voter rolls. That's something that Oregon and other states have called unconstitutional and are challenging in court. Reed says that the process does not impact today's primary, and above all, Oregon's vote by mail elections are secure.
All you got to do is think about all the steps that are involved. In order to get a ballot, you have to prove your identity and your citizenship. Then the ballot comes to you. It's barcoded, so we know where it's going. We know when it's coming back. If you've lost your ballot or you made a mistake, you need another one, you can get another one, but that second one has a barcode too, and it invalidates the first one, so no one is voting more than once. The ballot comes in, we're checking the signatures on the envelopes to make sure that the right person cast that ballot and signed that envelope. Then multi-partisan teams are looking at the ballot to make sure that it's accurately reflecting the voter's intent. But please, make sure you fill in the bubble. Don't, circle it or write an arrow to it. Follow the directions.
And if you haven't dropped off your ballot, officials say use any official drop box. Remember, ballots have to be in those boxes by 8 p.m. tonight. Do not attempt to mail it in, since postmark delays mean it likely won't be counted. And after you vote, join us for complete coverage as the results come in. We will have team coverage all night long, including expert panelists to break down what the results mean for you and the November midterm election. That all starts tonight at 8 o'clock on our free KGW streaming app, which is an easy download anytime on Roku, Apple TV, or Fire TV.
Back in the Portland metro area, off-duty firefighters made a big showing at City Hall, urging council not to cut firefighters and engines. The mayor's budget plan aims to close a record $163 million shortfall. The current proposal would mean fewer on-duty firefighters, reduced administrative staff, and scaling back the overdose response team. Plus, Fire Station 22 in the St. John's neighborhood is at risk of losing its only engine that carries water.
Closing of fire engines and 3 rescues, we can't afford to lose 4 fire trucks in our front lines. That's going to decimate our ability to protect life and property. When people call 911, they deserve a quick response. And when your house is on fire, you don't want to have to wait.
Some councilors have agreed protecting emergency response times is a top priority and have already proposed amendments. Council has to finalize and vote on a budget sometime in June.
As we get closer to summer, you may be preparing for summer camping, but before you head out, Oregon State Parks are reminding folks to be aware of campfire safety with 3 tips. The first one, only build campfires where they're allowed. You can check online or ask a park ranger where you can set up your campfire. Number 2, build them safely. Only build campfires in the existing fire ring at your campsite. And if you're using a propane fire ring, keep it away from vegetation. And if you're at the beach, build your fire on open sand. Their last tip is to put out your fire completely. Pour water over the flames and stir it into the embers to make sure everything is extinguished.
Headed over to Rod Hill. Rod, you've been talking about the potential of fire danger and the length of the fire
season. I mean, it was great that we had a run of cooler weather last week. It was great that we had some showers on Saturday. It was great that we blanketed some snow up over the Cascades, but we need to keep having these little bouts of cooler, wet weather this month and next month. And if you just look at the overall trends, it still shows that we may or may not get up to an inch of rain all total for the 31 days of May. Right now we're sitting at 43/100ths of an inch, and Memorial Day weekend is upcoming. So, yeah. Here's a look at our seaside camera. This is increasing pushes from low marine clouds we've seen over the past 45 minutes or so. In the valley, we're partly cloudy. You can see the rising sun from the Shalem tasting room camera out in Sherwood. 47 degrees is the temperature. Here's the reserve golf course. Beautiful blue sky to start the day. Chilly, 43 is the number. And then right now, here we go, 47 up in Scappoose, 48 in Happy Valley. Gresham is at 50 degrees. It's 45 in Salem and 48 degrees down in Albany. This afternoon, everybody's dry, 60s. So some areas getting up into the 70s. The Dow's 73, about 70 in Albany and Salem. I do believe Portland, I mean, we might hit 70. It was 71 yesterday. I have us just holding a couple degrees cooler than that at 68. So we'll see. 74 tomorrow, some early clouds, and then it's all sun and about 80 on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday looks dry, and right now models show a rain chance returning on Memorial Day Monday. Some models say it's a pretty wet day. Other ones say the rain's mainly to our north. Keep yourself updated as we do the same. Back to you.